This meeting to order. Announcement that all the aldermen are present and accounted for. I'm surprised Mr. Impey asked him to say the invocation for us tonight. You do that? And I have Mr. Blackman lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Lord, we come to you with gratitude in our heart tonight for all your many blessings. We ask that you guide this board and mayor, that we do the right thing for the city of Ocean Springs and our residents. We ask that your blessings on those who couldn't be here tonight that are ill of health. We ask all these things in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are going to table item 3, which is a fiscal year end 2021-22 audit report, and move into public hearings. Is there a motion? We got an resolution adopting.
They got to accept the agenda.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. And moving to item 4, adopt and implementing the tax increment financing plan for 1515 Government Street. Is there a motion to open public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Impey, second by Mr. Wade. Any discussion?
Mayor, you need to vote on accepting the agenda.
I heard the Madison board meetings lasted like 5 minutes, and I just thought we might be.
No.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Open public hearing was who?
Altamont, second by Wade. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Troy, who's speaking tonight?
Good afternoon. Before y'all is a resolution authorizing and approving the adoption and implementation of the tax increment financing plan for the 1515 Government Street project. Be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Nothing's changed since the last time we discussed
Everything's
this?
the exact same. The county adopted theirs yesterday. Their meeting.
Okay.
So we're all good to go.
Anybody have any questions for Jamie? Okay. Does anybody from the public would like to speak for or against the the resolution?
I don't know anything about the resolution, but I'm wondering why we've got.
Come to the podium, please. Ma'am, come to the podium, please.
Sidewalk. I thought the city owned 25, well, had right of way, 25 feet from the middle of the street.
Okay, come to the podium, please, and we'll get this started the right way. State your name and your address.
My name is Dee Francis Wickman. My address is 1518 Porter Avenue.
Okay, now we're ready.
So I'm just down the block from 1515 Government. But I walk my dog every morning. I'm sure some of you have seen me. And I've noticed that the fence was built out in the street to allow them to build there at 1515. But it looks to me like they've built some kind of brick flower boxes or something on the sidewalk there. Are y'all not planning to let the city residents use that sidewalk anymore?
The sidewalk's ripped up right now, I think.
That's that sidewalk is demolition. It's in demo, and all that from the curb on back will be brand new, landscaping, concrete, etc. The building, in relation to the street and the height of the building, it'd be a safety issue when they start going up with it. So that typically happens on a project of that size, being placed that close to a street.
The building, when it's up, is not going to block that telephone tower right behind it, is it?
No, that telephone tower is way up there. This is only a 3-story building.
I thought we were building a garage there that was gonna hold.
Yeah,
200.
the height
It's
ordinance
3
is
stories.
only 3 stories.
Okay, well, I'm just concerned about people getting run over trying to walk out in the street.
Well, yeah, and we're kind of concerned about bricks falling off and hitting them in the head too. Anybody else who would like to speak? Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So move, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Cox, second by Ms. Burgess. All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor?
Yep.
Recusing.
Recusing, okay. Need a roll call on this.
I'll make a motion
A
to
motion, yeah.
adopt and implement the tax increment financing plan.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Impey, second by Mr. Aldermen. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
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 We've got 6 ayes, 1 recuse. Motion passes. Agenda public comment. Public is invited to address the board for up to 3 minutes each for a maximum period of 30 minutes only regarding issues listed on this agenda. Please step to the podium and identify yourself and the agenda item that you are speaking to. Okay. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is old business. First item is to appoint 2 members of the Planning Commission and 1 member to the Historical Preservation Commission effective August 1st, 2023. We'll deal with the Planning Commission first. We have two applicants or 2 applications in. They're both seating members to the Planning Commission. Is there a motion to reappoint?
Make a motion that we reappoint. It's Hinton and who else? It's O'Connor.
Got a motion by Mr. Altamont.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cox. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The Historical Planning Commission is, or Review Commission is, we have 3 candidates.
Actually, I made a mistake.
Okay, we got
No
4.
way.
We got 4 candidates with 1 open spot. We can make a nomination and vote, or we can do the paper ballots. It's up to y'all.
What's the deadline?
It is Dr. Schuster, the seating.
It's your name.
He did reapply. Okay.
Come back through, I guess.
How y'all want to handle this?
Well, I mean, I guess we just top 1, mark 1 and turn it in. Is that what you want?
You gonna mark 1, or you gonna mark or rank them?
Let's assume mark 1 would be easier, but what y'all want to do,
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay, just put your vote down, and this will go into the public record anyway. Whether
Let's
you,
put your
if you,
name on it if you're going to do that.
I'll
If
pick
you're gonna write
one.
on the papers, you have to put your name.
I guess I'll rank.
I think you just vote for 1. Then I think that's what everybody's doing. Give us a quick count.
I'll be back.
Okay, well, we'll just move on. You can announce it. We get to the end of the agenda here. Next item on the agenda is to adopt ordinance to vacate undeveloped right-of-way in Pecan Grove subdivision labeled Rehage. Planning Commission confirmed interested parties.
And that's the one I want to pull.
Okay, to pull, do what?
I want to pull it to find out where the
Well, we-
utilities are.
We're going to discuss right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, it's, Carolyn?
Yeah, this is, as you have in your packet, this is the undeveloped right-of-way, very narrow strip between Woody Circle and Alice Street. It was a series of undeveloped streets that were platted before we annexed it, and most of them have been vacated. So this stretch has never been developed. It does have some utilities. We believe there's a water line and maybe some private utilities, but it has historically just been used as a cut-through, but just probably by the residents. The city doesn't use it for anything, and the neighbor on the south side has been maintaining it to some degree. He did talk to the neighbor on the north side of it who doesn't want to absorb any of it. Typically, it would be divided in the middle, absorbed, unless a written agreement, which you have there in your packet. So he just would like to make it part of his yard, not build anything, just kind of eliminate the foot traffic right next to his house. And we would have to, though, replace the vacated right-of-way with an easement where we find the utilities. So we would locate those utilities and put a utility easement on it so that Public Works could get in for maintenance.
What utilities go through there, both water and sewer?
Phone.
So we would just get an easement so that, you know, he said he would put a fence, he would put a gate on it and give them the code or whatever they needed to access it when necessary. But that's his intent, is just to make it part of his yard.
Well, I think, Kevin, you were wanting to pull this to locate utilities to find out exactly where they are, with the possibility of having a foot traffic path through there for the residents in the neighborhood to get through to Alice Street Park.
Yeah, the kids use
Yeah.
that all the time.
But, and as I said, I know it's been historically used for that, but it's not anything
It
that the
hadn't been
city does.
maintained lately, but
So you want a table?
Utilities actually
Well,
would
wanted to
be
pull it.
That would be
For
part of it.
regulation.
Yeah,
Till they
Should
locate.
we approve this?
yeah, locating the utilities that's written into the ordinance, that we would, if approved.
You want to make it that he keeps.
we don't know where the utilities
Don't know
are,
where
so
the
you don't know
utilities
where
are.
to put the
And then
15
I'd
foot.
like to see a sidewalk put down the middle of it, and you could give one of them 10 foot, and the other one 10 foot, and we keep 10 foot. The sidewalk.
There's 30 feet there.
I think she said the one on the north doesn't want.
Yeah, the one on the north isn't want any.
And not asking, so.
I think we ought to be reluctant in giving up city property or any property. I realize that, from my point of view, I went over there and looked at it. The kids do use it in that neighborhood to avoid getting on Davidson or some high traffic roads to go to the Alice Street complex. And once you give up a piece of property, you just lose control over it. And we've got one homeowner to the south that wants part of it, and the other one doesn't. And we've got utilities there, 8-inch water line, pretty heavy duty. I think that we just need to keep it. I mean, I don't see what advantage or disadvantage other than increasing the man to the south's property by 10 feet or whatever, 15, whatever it is. And so he has a lot to gain, and the city has a lot to lose. I think it's been historically on the books as a street, and I think we just, one of these days, we may want a street there. I don't know.
It would never be developed as a street. It's not wide enough to be compliant as a roadway. So the only thing it could be used for is utilities and a pedestrian path at this point, due to the width. It's only 30 feet.
Why don't we just keep
I
it?
think.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what's
look,
before you.
review it and come back with it.
Why don't we review it and find the utilities marked?
Yeah, did you call it there when we talked about it before? Okay. So we have an idea. It should still be marked. We did do a one call.
I'll make a motion to pull it, and
So we know where they are. It's just a matter of you know.
Well, let's just table it until we get it located, the utilities. And then we'll come back and,
Did you just say it was located already?
no, he hadn't located, he called in for it, but none of it's located yet.
Probably hadn't located. That's common when you call it.
We'll just wait for the locate, and then we move forward after that.
Well, it doesn't
So
make
you-
sense to have half a road. The guy to the north
You're
doesn't
not
want
the guys
this.
down one little walk path, he wants the whole thing.
I don't see the advantage to,
Back up.
that's why.
no advantage to the city. We lose here.
Okay. So we're going to table this, what I'm hearing from y'all, until the rest of the locate is in place. Okay.
First meeting after the location.
Yes. Okay. The new member for the Historic Preservation Commission is Miss Bonnie Monroe. And we need a
Make
motion for that.
We appoint Bonnie
Motion by
Monroe.
Mr. Cox, second by Mr. Wade. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any consent agenda? Does anyone have anything to pull from the consent agenda?
Yeah, you skipped over it.
Reappointment of Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, we did that.
We did?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did skip over. I was thinking we're doing planning commission. Okay, yeah, we need, thank you. We need discussion on the reappointment of Mayor Pro Tem, Finance Committee, and HR Committee members. Currently, Alderman Cox, Alderman Large Cox is the Mayor Pro Tem. Alderman Wade, Alderman Pena, and Alderman Burgess are on the HR Committee, and Alderman MP, Alderman Altamont, and Alderman Blackman are on the Finance Committee.
I'd like to stay on finance if I could.
Let's handle the Mayor Pro Tem first. Is there a motion to?
I'd like to say something.
Okay.
So some of y'all have only been on these boards for a year. If you were all comfortable with where you sat, it would be, because you barely get to learning on them and then you're moving. And so if you would all be comfortable with where you're at right now, and every time you all change Mayor Pro Tem, the banks has to change all the cards. Mayor Pro Tem is actually appointed for 4 years, but here we've been just having them get off and reappoint, and then we have to go through all the paperwork process again. So that's just information I want y'all to have as you move forward.
Okay.
So are you suggesting that we just leave it as is? We can take it off?
That would be my suggestion, unless some of y'all really don't like where you're sitting, because like we just got to working with 3 of you on HR, and now we're gonna move again. So I think maybe a couple of years would be good, at least on it.
I'm fine with being on HR.
I'm fine with staying put. Leave it be.
Yeah, unless somebody doesn't wanna be where they are, that would be what I think would be a good plan, for at least another year.
We don't need to reappoint Bobby because he never resigned, so we don't need a motion.
Okay.
That's the way it's gonna be.
Okay. So Bobby's not going to resign. So
How did we appoint them? We just appointed them here?
Just made a motion to appoint them to
Then no, okay, no change.
Okay, so we just.
If you're all
take it off.
comfortable with that.
all stays put.
so we're just going to leave them all the same. No action then, Vicki?
No action.
Okay.
So consent would be P, Q, R, and L.
So we are going to pull now the consent agenda under grants administration, P, Q, R, and S, out on Friday at 8 a.m. to discuss these items before we vote on them to Friday better. To send them up to Jackson. They have to be there by the 29th of this month.
Thank you, Mayor.
Is there anything else?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of items P, Q, R, and S.
Okay, I've got a motion by
Second that
Mr.
motion.
Enby, second by Mr. Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to department reports. Does anyone have anything to pull from the docket of claims? Is there a motion to approve the docket of claims?
Make a motion to approve the docket claims.
Motion by Mr. Blackman,
Second.
second by Ms. Burgess. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Monthly budget report. Is there any questions about the monthly budget report? Is there a motion to approve the monthly budget report?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Empey, second by Mr. Blackman. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Accept the FY 23-24 budget calendar. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's mainly on there because I feel like that'll be the times that we'll be prepared to meet with the different committees. And that gives you all a guideline of days to kind of recognize that we'll need to hold off if we can for the public hearing, and we'll try to adopt the first meeting in September.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget calendar.
Motion by Mr. Empey,
Second that.
second by Mr. Cox.
Can we all get a copy of that calendar?
Yeah.
Sent
I'll
to us?
send it to y'all on your agenda.
I know it's in our agenda package.
I'll
Separate.
send it out.
Okay. Why don't you just send out calendar invites? That way everybody can just
There
put them
you go.
down.
Okay, Vicki.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is to authorize the adjustment of water and sewer accounts. Does anyone have any questions about the water and sewer adjustments?
motion that we accept the water adjustments.
Motion by Mr. Wade, finding.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cox. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. On the fire department, we have authorized to apply for a Blue Cross Blue Shield Healthy Heroes Program grant to replace playground equipment at Fort Marapaugh, and authorize the mayor to execute the MOU with the Ocean Springs School District to teach students a healthy lifestyle. Chief?
This is a program through the Blue Cross Blue Shield Mississippi Foundation. They approached us about applying for this grant. In the beginning, we was going to apply, because of the way it was explained to us, we was going to apply the grant to purchase CrossFit equipment that would have been beneficial for us and PD. Come to find out, that was kind of outside the scope of what they really wanted. So we settled on playground equipment. And after talking with Stephen, he suggested the playground equipment at Fort Marapaugh. So the grant people have a company that they work with really well. So that's kind of where I ended up talking with them, kind of put some numbers together. I looked at a playground in Jackson that they put in. It's very nice equipment. It's a nice playground. They put the money in it. I believe it's Picayune. I think it's one of the largest playgrounds in the area. So it's a reputable company. But the program consists of fire and police personnel going to the 3 elementary schools. We visit one of them campuses once a month for the duration of this grant period, which is a year. And we spend 30 minutes to an hour talking with them students about exercise and things like that. So they provide us the materials, and our personnel go to the schools. And I feel really good about the grant. I really believe it'll be awarded. That thing right there on the left, that play set with the shade, that's kind of what we was looking at, to get some numbers. I've got any questions as far as what we're going for? Ms. Patty?
Yeah, we're not completely decided exactly what equipment. You all got some stuff, like we're still working out like that child swing thing there, because we need to make sure we have something in there for all age groups. The little thing in the corner, that's one of them. Might possibly have 1 or 2 of the little springers, because the big play set is pretty complicated, so it's kind of 5 and up. So I'm trying to work out, Chief and I are trying to make sure that we get enough coverage in there that we cover all age groups. So that part's not really concreted yet, but we'll get back with y'all as that moves along.
I know that, I'm looking at with John Keel putting in the special needs of the ADA screen. So are we looking to try to pick some items that, can address that need as well?
Well, that one you see back there above, go back down a bit, see that swing there?
Okay.
That's that's called a friendship swing.
Right.
Not a real, very much handicapped child might be hard, but a lot of them can be set in that swing and buckled in, and then the parent can sit across from them and swing. And so that's one piece that we were kind of moving in. It would also cover moms with babies, or 2 adults could actually swing in that. And then I'm trying to make one other piece, which I'm not sure about the little jumpy things, but just trying to make sure we've got something for everyone.
As a mom, can I recommend not the spring bouncers? They do bounce and pop back, and they can hit them in the face. And if you're going to put that Fort Marapaugh, you're right by the salt water. It's going to eat.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the mayor was concerned about the coals, and that's why we haven't made any concrete. But I do think the friendship swing is a need. That's going to help, mom and kids and whatever.
Yeah, it's very similar to the one at Children's Park that we had there. So,
but we're still working that out. The chief will present before we actually go to doing that further down the road. Tonight it's just to hear about the program and to get the authorization for the MOU with the school department. The chief and Raven are the driving force here. I'm just jumping in on the end.
And just so I'm clear, how much is going to be generated for this project? So how much?
Which is the grant?
The grant is the grant amount.
Grant we put on the grant. We're speaking with the people. I mean, it's $116,000, which
my career's been dealing with fire equipment, so I've learned in the last 2 or 3 weeks, playground equipment is pretty expensive.
So I added that we would maybe need another 100,000, and that is based upon Public Works actually tearing it out. And this would be turf. You know, the stuff we put down has turned out to be kind of hot, but this will be more like turf if you've been to the Hattiesburg Zoo or any of those places. So we feel like this is really going to be a great fit. We just need to work out those parts and
we're looking at covers as well.
But
yeah, they call it integrated shade, which the shades will be built into the equipment, and that one piece, the main piece we're looking at is called the beach combers. That's what she suggested for the area. She's installed equipment in Oak Springs before. She's actually on a purchasing system, so she's well aware of the elements and stuff that it will be in. You know, a lot of the metal pieces on the play set that's there now, they're still in relatively good shape. So, I mean, this is what she suggested for the area. But like I said, it's not set. We just need y'all's approval to move forward. The application's got to be turned in by, I believe, July the 24th.
Well, forgive me, I don't think you answered, how much is the grant for? I mean, I know how much we're asking.
The grant is for $116,000. If we went, obviously it's not going to cover everything that needs to be done, but that's what Ms. Patty was saying. She would budget in extra money, right, to cover the
replacement.
Like the grant would cover the play equipment, the delivery, the installation, which ain't cheap.
Right.
The extra money that Ms. Patty would budget in would cover everything else.
Okay, so it's not a match situation or anything like that?
It's not a match.
Okay, so we just apply for it and then they give it to us.
It's very similar to the one we did with Disability Connections, where they basically bought the equipment, we had to help install it.
another thing is, the mayor went and looked at it, and I sent her some pictures too. There's possibility, there's some more footage out there, and so we're gonna try to make sure we have a master plan, because they've kind of said that there's possibility we would get a second leg to this, so we wanna make sure as we plan this part, that we plan for what might become next year, because we think there might be some more, and it looks like there's another, Mayor said he thought 20 feet, but.
I think there's probably 15 feet at least. You can shove it to the south and 15 feet to the
It
north.
was indicated to me that this is the first time that we have utilized this grant in this city. So they indicated to me as long as everything was executed properly, which I have no reason to believe it would be otherwise, that it's possible to get a second round. And she called it a bubble, so like she would maybe go on the north end of that oval and then come off with another oval and then add some more equipment within that. So that's something we can look at in the future. I don't have no reason to believe, I don't know why this grant wouldn't be successful. You know.
So that'll be part of the master plan, and hoping that we might get another leg.
For other parks in the area.
Well, maybe, I have spoke to Chief McCoy about that. I don't know what all the needs are. I'll have to wait till we get in the budget. We'll see. I don't know what all needs fixing and repairing. You know what I'm saying, everywhere. Right now, the theory was we would continue on this one, but I don't think it has to be that way. I've been told it could be moved to another part.
Yeah, it can be whatever we want.
Gotcha.
Okay. Is there a motion to authorize the Blue Cross Blue Shield Healthy Heroes Program
grant? To authorize Blue Cross Blue Shield Healthy Heroes Program grant to replace playground equipment at Fort Martha, and authorize the mayor to execute an MOU with OSSD to teach students a healthy lifestyle.
Motion by Mr. Blackman,
I'll second that.
second by Mr. Papania. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is general public comment. The public is invited to address the board for up to 3 minutes each, for a maximum of 30 minutes. Only 2 speakers will be allowed per side of each issue. Please identify yourself clearly at the podium before speaking.
Francis Wickman again, and I am truly concerned because yesterday was the first Monday I have not loaded my car up, gone out to East Ocean Springs looking for the recycle truck. And the reason I didn't is somebody said, well, you know we don't recycle anymore. And I said, what? He said, yeah. And then I realized that a friend of mine also had said they followed the recycle truck and it went to the same landfill that the garbage trucks went to, and they dumped it there. And so I guess my question is this: if we aren't recycling anymore, why do we have separate trucks picking it up? Why are we paying for 2 separate trucks and 4 different people to pick it up if they could pick it up in one? I know years ago I saw a woman that was driving a truck and she got out and she actually sorted the stuff as she picked it up. Now I separate plastic in one and cardboard in one,
Yeah,
but there's no point in doing that if we're not going to recycle.
We do recycle. What they do is they do bring it back to their plant, and then they come and truck it from there over to Louisiana, I do believe, is where they truck the plastic and the cardboard and the materials that can be recycled.
And why would
The
somebody tell
glass
me
and
it worked for them that they dumped it?
the glass and that type stuff that we used to recycle is not recycled. The reason you see the same type truck as the garbage truck coming around to pick up, because it's single stream, they put it all in that truck and compact it, and then they separate it when they get to the facility.
Well, the gentleman that told me that he followed the truck and it all went in the same landfill.
Well, it goes to the
said there
same.
wasn't anybody there where they used to recycle it.
No, it goes to the same place,
Same
but then they
location.
come with trucks and they truck it to Louisiana.
So they're gonna come take it out of the landfill? And
They
truck
do.
it
They
someplace
separate
else?
it and reload it and take it to Louisiana. It's a process, and it's very expensive to recycle, but Ocean Springs does recycle, and that's been an issue for years, and it does fluctuate the cost of your sewer, water bill.
It was just
So-
that I was told it had been on television that we didn't recycle.
No, we do recycle, so
Haven't
don't
seen
believe
that.
that. We don't recycle everything we used to recycle, but we do recycle.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind hauling the truck myself. The next thing is, when I purchased my property at 1518 Porter in 1991, Chubby Boucher told me that I could put my garage back because the concrete slab was still there and it would be grandfathered in. 2 different occasions I have come to the planning department and said I would like to put the garage back, only to be told, you can't do that. It'd stick out in front of your neighbor's house. Well, I told my neighbor, who's Miss Baker, who used to own the property's granddaughter, that, and she said, I don't know why they told you that. I mean, there was one there for years and years and years. And then I see somebody building houses down on Porter, and one of them sticks out
So
in front of the other one. So,
what you need to do, I guess, is put in an application and go through the process with the ZAB board. And no,
I'll look into it. I'm not sure. The garages are not
How
supposed
close
to
is it
be.
to the property line?
I'm not familiar with it. I'll have to go back and see what they've been looking at, but garages are not supposed to be in front of the house. They're supposed to be side or behind.
Okay.
That's what it's looking at, but I'll look into
well,
it.
it is behind the house. It's just that
Adjacent.
the neighbor faces Ward and I face Porter.
Thank you,
My
ma'am.
house has been there, that particular house has been there since 1895.
anybody else would like to address the board? Okay, moving on to mayor and alderman's forum. Alderman Burgess.
So Alan and Sarah, you guys will get together later this week. I do have a question, Alan. Couple of things. One, asphalt repairs. Are we scheduling that anytime soon?
Yeah, we're trying to do some more this week. We did some this morning, but try to do some more first.
Okay. And entrances to Monticello Goods. I'll get those.
That should be good. That should be good. Thursday is Friday.
Okay, perfect. And Stephen, thank you so much. The boat launch looks great. And you said that the ADA swing is in?
Yeah, it came in today.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll get that installed in John Gill Park
Right.
soon.
I'll get with you on that when you have some time. when you get there.
Okay, thanks. That's all I have.
Hey, Alan, same thing with paving. I really gotta get Cherokee Glen fixed in the front, you know. I'd like to see that done this week if y'all wanna do more asphalt. That's all I got.
2,000 Lafitte and 2,100 Lafitte.
Asphalt.
No, there's a water leak in front of 2,000, right in front of the mailbox. And then down on 2100, about a stop sign, there's a sinkhole. And on back down, about halfway down the yard down White, there's another one forming. That's it.
Okay.
Yes. Carolyn, I talked to Joey Dugan today, Neil Schaefer, and hopefully he told me he was going to send you a proposal today for the East Beach sidewalk.
I received it
You
this
got that?
afternoon. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but we'll look at it for the August 1st.
Yeah, that's my request is that you put that together for us to consider in our first August meeting.
Yep. On my list.
Great, okay. That's all I have.
Nothing. Bobby, you got anything?
No.
So we got a phone call last Thursday, I believe, from Congressman Ezel's office. We had put in a request for $4 million in the transportation bill for improvements to Riley Road. We didn't get $4 million, but we got $1.25 million, and including the $500,000 that we received last year from the state. That we got $1.75 million, and we're moving forward with engineering. See what the right-of-way situation looks like, and Compton had done the work previously back there, and now Neil Schaefer's going to do.
We're working on getting a contract in with Neil Schaefer, so we should have that in soon. Because we also have some TIP funds for that, so.
Okay. The project is what? It's about a $4.5 million project, is what we anticipate.
Widen it and put sidewalks down.
Pipe. Yeah. Brand new road.
And if we don't have all the funding in place, we'll figure out how to phase it.
Relocation utility.
Yep. That's why it hasn't happened. It can't just be widened. It's got to redo the utility, sidewalk, drainage, everything.
That's not hit no water mains.
It's right at the bottom of them ditches. Sewers on one side, water's on the other.
It shut the whole east end of town down last week.
At 4 o'clock when I got home, I was shut down too.
Yeah, and I know Kevin went out there and looked, and unfortunately that thing grew to more than a molehill, and Public Works didn't pull out of there until 3:30 a.m. So that was from about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, yeah. So anyway, thanks for working on that. We need a little better notice though when that happens again, so we can get the word out to those folks.
Last thing on our mind when that water was blowing up.
Yeah.
They announced on the news this morning that you were going to enlarge City Hall. Where are you going to enlarge?
We tabled that information, so we're not going to be discussing that tonight. It'll be Thursday morning.
Friday morning.
Friday morning, yeah, Friday morning. All right. Yeah, public's invited.
Raven wanted me to remind you breakfast with the mayor is tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Firehouse. And Friday the 4th is next Friday, the 28th.
Did she say who's playing?
The trio.
The trio. Okay. All right.
Firehouse Sub is where I'm sorry, it's not at the fire department. It's at Firehouse Sub.
We'll probably have more room at the fire department. It's going to be a tight fit in there. I need a motion to go into closed session to determine the necessity to go into executive session.
So moved, Mayor.
Motion by Ms. Burgess, second by Mr. Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So the board is in closed session. Okay. Mandy, you coming back? And what other items do we have?
See you, Jamie.
All right. Mayor, I won't see you in the morning, man. This is a week from now.
Okay.
Who do you think?
Let's do it in express. Let's do it. I'll call you.
I can in the morning, I can't Friday. So
Okay.
either Wednesday evening or Thursday. I'll call you. We'll
I'll
get
be
it
in the
done.
morning. I'm pretty busy.
I'll call you. Find a good system.
My thought between what we have done.
We've been working on that.
Stand up taller.
So, yeah, you got girls for us, but you don't select it when we get it right. So we've got bulk of that drafted, that's before we send it in, we kind of sort of what we interview, get on the same page. We'll reach out, try to get me set up here.
It was real late.
Hey, it's going to be a work session first.
Okay. 8 a.m. Friday.
Hey, just put it on. Just put it on.
Oh, I know. Yeah, just let me know. I'm pretty
That's what I'm hoping. If not, maybe a deep salt.
Right there with my three houses last year on this side, like you got a little plastic crane in the driveway. Yeah. Hey, James, how you doing? Ready for Chris to go? What a work weekend in August.
That's who they're the ones that
That's who I'm going
they
to.
did little shorts. They did little shorts. I recognize the logo. Okay, so I just need to get a contact. So you're aware, right?
It drives out. I have your notes.
Okay, there was a couple of people I dealt with. Very nice.
It may go with the new still in primary, it may not get things to do it. Yeah.
They did a really good job. At the same time, I think we did with Little Children's Park. So we had volunteers come in and help install, work, did a lot of the work. No, that wasn't the Caboon. Caboon was a whole different.
So we can leave.
And we looked at this one before, but you would have had a program here with her designer. Basically, you just have to.
And we did have the first speaker on not active yet, but.
That was the one we did was we did.
That was,
because we did. Little Children's Park, but it was a very.
No, In fact, Baby Doll was not directly affiliated.
Okay, Vicky, we ready to dance?
The same lady, I think, with the North.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get anybody's name. I wrote the motion.
We are putting like 4 plus pieces, no children are against their price, we always have the same. But they're good, they're good, and they're durable.
Let me try this again. Motion made by Mike Impey, seconded by Bobby Cox to stay in executive session to discuss personnel in the water department and personnel in Parks and Rec. Mindy, you come. Stephen, I don't think we need you yet, but you come. I think everyone else can do whatever. Like Stephen, you stay.
Stephen said.
I was working with y'all.
I don't know.